opening our little surprise advent goodies from the Makers, a UK needle felting company. Yeah, so without further ado, first of all, we'll dive into the bag for today, bag number 19, see if we get any inspiration and hopefully get some idea to figure out what we're going to felt. So, bag number 19. It's a red one, be nice to me. That's obviously my colours. Okay, so each time we have a little something to create with and a little card explaining what it is. Oh, but we've got purple curly hair. Now, what can I make Christmassy out of that? I've made 2 angels already. It would be very cute angel hair, wouldn't it? For a purpley look. Any ideas what else I can make out of this? So this is hand-dyed Teeswater curls in purple. They are very soft. Beautiful, lustrous, hand-dyed curls are slightly shorter than our normal Teeswater curls. Shorter length makes it easier to use on smaller projects. So yeah, the actual, although they still look pretty long curls, but yeah, the staple length, that's about 5 inches. Where some curls can go on forever. So this will make them a little easier to separate out. Oh, there's a lovely variation in colour. There's some real purples down at the bottom and then lighter at the top. That is very pretty. But it's inspiring me to an old bat with purple hair, but we've already done 2 fairies. I think that might be too much. Okay, guys, let me know in the chat if we have anyone here yet. Let me know if you can think of something I should be making with this gorgeous stuff, or we can go with Tobias's watermelon idea from yesterday. This is great hair, though. I could stash it for another project. I'm trying to think what. As I say, people, it's hair for people. What other? Unicorn hair? A Christmas unicorn? I don't think I've got any wire up the stairs with me, but that would be kind of cute also. Command decision. This is gorgeous, but we've made too many fairies already. So I think today is a watermelon day. So I'm going to go with, it's not strictly watermelon-y color, but it's cute anyway. This is a shocking pink color I've got that just happens to be lying about here. So I'm going to try, just roll it, kind of try and think watermelon. So thinner at that end, a watermelon slice. So yeah, we'll give that a go. Let's have a look in the chat. We've got Tobias. Hi, Pam and Clan. It's time for the needle felted Christmas coconuts. Oh boy. Or blueberry. I could very easily felt a blueberry. I suppose I kind of have blueberry colours. JSF, a Christmas sheep. It would make a kind of cool dyed purple Christmas sheep. That's true. But yes, I chickened out and went for the watermelon slice, which makes an oddly good ornament. Nowadays, back in my day, we didn't. Well, we hung fruit on the tree like dried orange and things. That was a thing, but there certainly wasn't all these like felt pieces of lemons and limes and watermelons and avocados. I can't remember where the avocado went on my display of Christmas goodies, but so going to attempt a Christmas watermelon. We'll see how that turns out. So just a slice. Whole thing would be way too easy. That's just a ball. Not that I'm against way easy, but I've never felted a wedge before. Never felted a wedge shape. So I thought if I can do this, then you can make lemons and limes and all sorts of play fruit type shapes. They would make fun earrings and pendants as well, I suppose. I wear 0 in the jewelry front. Oh, let's turn the snow off. That's too much festive. Go away, snow. We'll turn the snow off. There we go. So again, no massive secret to how to make certain shapes or anything. I just roll it roughly into the shape I want, and then look at it as I'm stabbing it. And if I want more, if I want it to go in more in a certain area, I'll just stab more in that area until it starts to be forced into the shape that I want. Tobias, a Christmas prawn with curly blue hair. I suppose Christmas prawns are more likely to be an Australian thing than they are here. Well, no, tell a lie. Okay, we do have prawns here for Christmas because, well, I was a kid in the 70s, so prawn cocktail was a fancy food to be had at on Christmas Day. So I still like me prawn cocktail or something like that as a fancy dish. Very 70s. I mean that, yes, I'm trying to think. There's TV shows doing like meals like of each decade and everything. And I think the 70s, yeah, it would probably be the 70s was like prawn cocktail. Oh, I can't remember the main course. It would have probably been steak, and the pudding was Black Forest Gatter. um, I think the 60s was like an Arctic roll or something. I'm trying to think what the 80s would have been. Um, yeah, all the fancy meals that people would have when they were having dinner parties to be posh. Okay, we've got the start of a wedge shape. I'm going to go in again with, wait, as you can tell, I'm a super tidy felter. Look, there it is. My lightest colour, green, is quite a good watermelon colour as well for the rind, kind of a thick line for the rind, and then part of it will show up as the, well, the rind and the skin. There's the word. Don't make me do words so early in the morning. Tobias, you were a kid in the 60s in the UK and remember shrimp from Billingsgate Market. Oh, cool. Yeah, I grew up in the Midlands, as far away from the coast as you could get. So all that wonderful seafood was just sort of for when we were on holiday. My dad's family lived in a tiny little fishing village, but it didn't have like shrimp markets and things. The boats came into the next big town. It was just a little village. But I do remember when I was older, and friends used to go off to the Whitby Gothic Festival in Whitby, and that was cool to see all the shrimp stands on the side, and you could buy just a wee tub of prawns or something. That was really nice. But yeah, I suppose you don't necessarily think of prawns and things as super fancy if you can go down onto the waterfront and buy a little tub of them for £1 to munch as you're going for a walk. Yeah, that's a bit different. Yeah, definitely this is too pink for a watermelon, but I think it's an awesome colour, so I was doing it anyway. Trying to get a kind of crisp line round for a sort of rind. Oh, and we have to do seeds in a watermelon too, don't we? So skin and seeds, and then hopefully we have some kind of a thing. You can tell I'm not hugely Christmassy when I totally ran out of ideas for Christmas things to make. Well, not what we got today, absolutely loving it, but didn't inspire anything other than a fairy. So I'm going to save it and do cool projects. I think it would be cool for a unicorn very much, because I am planning some horse tutorials next year, because horses are difficult like cats. Well, the difference is with horsey bodies, because they have these massive like fat bodies and tiny spindly legs, so it's difficult to get them in proportion. So we'll work on some horses hopefully. Lisa, hello, good morning. Missed you all yesterday when I was at work. Boo, they're making you work. That's mean. Okay, so we've got this, still very soft, but I'm going to come in with the darkest green I've got. That's not bad. And so I think the kind of stripe, the watermelon has kind of variegated stripes of the light and the dark coming from the top all the way down. So I will do that. Just take biggish pinches, pull them out so they're long enough to cover the whole of me watermelon. And then pin it a bit to the top, all the way down, and on the bottom. So we get kind of little lines that will hopefully felt in and blend a bit. Tobias, Christmas watermelon are the exception when it comes to the colours. Okay, we can make a Christmas watermelon any colour. I'm trying to think what colours could you still make it and still make it look watermelony. Yeah, imagination's pretty good. That if you got the basics of it right, you could probably make it all sorts of colours and it would look okay. So there's a bit too much of a gap there. I will just add in a little more of the green colour, the dark green colour. And so because it's kind of in stripes, then hopefully as I felt it, that'll kind of blend itself slightly. So we'll have darker bits and lighter bits. Hopefully. Lisa caught up with us on the replay. Oh, cool. Was thinking the ribbon could be used for accessories like a scarf for a snowman. It could indeed. That would be cute. Yes, because snowmen just get dressed with whatever's lying about anyway. And I haven't made a snowman yet. That is on the list. But I think because Tobias mentioned a watermelon yesterday, it was just in my head. Although a Christmas coconut or a Christmas blueberry, I'm going to have to be really scraping the bottom of the barrel to think that I need to be making those. But yeah, so needle felting a wedge wasn't too difficult. So you can make lemons and limes and all sorts of things. Yeah, and obviously felt it firmer than I tend to. And then we will get some... It's going to have to be black really for the seeds. So I'm just going to pinch a seed. If I remember correctly, because I am not looking at reference pictures like I should, but I think the seeds go sort of round in a sort of semicircle as well. So we'll try that. Roll a ball, pop it on as a seed. Oh, that makes all the difference, actually. That is really crazy, but it really just popping the seed on and you're like, yep, it's a watermelon. So strange. Just those little touches. But we're going to have quite a strangely decorated tree with all the things that we've made. I'm going onto my twist needle. It's a bit easier to catch fibres without deforming shapes because, right, bring the camera actually down a bit. Because this is quite softly felted, so every time I'm stabbing it in it, Tobias, I see. Blame me for my suggestions. Yeah, I think the keyword is in there with the my suggestions. I appreciate your suggestions. This would be so much harder if people didn't occasionally jump in and give me some ideas as well. Lisa, watermelon, tiny picture for reference. Well, it looks like I've got it right, apart from the colour, but I prefer the pink to an actual watermelon sort of red colour. I think screaming pink is much better. But yeah, I got the light coloured rind, I got the dark coloured skin, and I think that teeny picture even has the seeds. So yay. I keep pinching the wrong sizes, trying to get them all about the same size, but that is just not happening. Don't know if watermelon seeds are all the same size. I guess they are kind of similar. I've not had watermelon in so long, and even longer. I think it's about 6 or 7 years since I've had like a whole or a big slice. You get them in packs that are just tiny, all cubed up. So people stop knowing what an actual watermelon looks like. But I did that. I was on a kind of crazy diet for a while, ages back. But one of the bits that I liked, one of the best, was one of the breakfasts was just to eat an entire half of a watermelon. It was great fun. I wouldn't be able to do it now because literally it just took too much out of your day to eat the giant amount of fruit first thing in the morning. Yeah. Just going to get these seeds in. That does look cute, actually. Tobias, seeds don't have to be aligned or the same direction. They're just pointing in the same way towards the center. Yay, cool. That is what I had in my head, what I'm trying to do, because I haven't felted this very firmly. They are not quite cooperating, but that's my fault for going quickly through projects. We'll just dive back into the firmer needle, but looks watermelon-y. But yes, it's cool. I've got you guys can jump on Google and do searches for what things look like. Or I don't know, I suppose some people could have a bit of watermelon sitting about. Actually, thinking about prawns, yes, the Christmas Day prawn cocktail had melon in it because we were prawn and melon, not watermelon, like a regular gala. Am I making up a type of melon? I know it's an apple, but prawn and melon with iceberg lettuce. We were very fancy. And although I'm teasing, I did thoroughly enjoy all of that very much. But yes, it's just funny the very specific things we have when you're trying to be fancy. Oh, Tobias, watermelon, cantaloupe, and pawpaw. I can never say it. Pawpaw grow wild in gardens over here. Oh, well, that is so much more exotic than the bramble bushes, blackberry bushes that take over. I think I've got one that I have to go out every now and again with garden shears and hack because it starts covering up my front door, and I don't think there's going to be any Prince Charmings come to save me from my brambles around my front door. Yeah. Well, I suppose everybody's country's what grows wild is exotic to everywhere else. Some of the walks I do, there's wild strawberries, but I never remember to go at the point when the wild strawberries are ripe. And plums grow pretty wild, like when I was a kid. They're not quite plums, but like little baby wild plummy things. So I always think of autumn when the sun's out. You can smell sort of like plums cooking in the sunshine. But yes, we definitely don't have watermelon or cantaloupe. I don't think any citrus grows outside here. It wouldn't make it. Apples, tons of apples, orchards full of them, and strawberries, raspberries, things like that. I think of as fairly basic things, but I suppose they might be exotic to somebody. And rhubarb, that I shouldn't forget about that. One of the places where I walk quite a lot is what's called the Rhubarb Fields. It's fields of rhubarb. Right. Do you know what? I think that's gonna do. That's quite a cheerful little project. That's fun. Spend more time felting it some more, but yes, a kind of mottled two-tone green skin, a little lighter rind, screaming pink center, and the little seeds. And it's the watermelon. Let's put it up. Yeah, I'm not quite run out of space yet, and we've got a few days left. I will not. Let's turn the snow back on so you don't have to just watch my face. I will not be here tomorrow. Super busy tomorrow. So hopefully be a double tomorrow. Tomorrow be a double on Monday. Fingers crossed. But you guys have a fantastic day. Have a fantastic weekend. Get up to something nice but safe. Also, I think Australia's nice and safe just now. My sister in New Zealand, they've just announced New Zealand is free of the lager lurgy, so that is fantastic. You can all go out and celebrate there. But yeah, have fun, stay safe. um, Thanks, Lisa. Yep, you have a lovely day too. Okay, thanks for hanging out. See you on Monday.